right, the Big Viper coming to you from the Cathedral Football Rebel Arena built by McKeith, right there. And the Big Viper here with the great Matt Conroy, a.k.a. Cool Shot Sam of the Viper Sense fame, of Talking Bull fame, and of once a Metro fame, and lately of Vaca Soler apologist fame. So we just saw like a massive encounter between UConn,
University of Connecticut,
versus what was it again? Louisville, man, in one of the semifinals of the Big East,
right,
here at the at Rebel Arena.
Right.
The football was lackluster.
It was one moment of quality,
but there was one moment of quality in the 78th minute by who? I forget.
Stefan Schultz or something like that.
Dude, he scored a golazo,
Yeah.
man. That it would be like highlight reel,
Right,
if he was playing one of the professional European leagues.
It was quite a nice goal, yeah. But
And there was like a great flurry of activity.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
Of the match. And they do like a countdown clock. So you get to 10 seconds left.
9,
over the
10,
9,
7.
over the PA system, they're counting it down, which is the most bizarre thing.
So whatever, man. Let's get to it.
Right.
So I'm going to ask Matt what his feelings are about this past season and what he's looking forward to next. Go ahead, please.
In one word, disappointment, I
Okay.
guess is my word for last year.
Okay.
I mean, so many different things went wrong, and hey, look, we made it to LA, I guess, to the semifinal, to the Western Conference semifinal to play against them. But I mean, look, we should have done so much better. It was just a really disappointing year, and so many things that went wrong, so many stupid moves made, so many players who like underperformed, and others who were only performing for certain parts of the season, and then stupid red cards and all kinds of other shit. So what I'm hoping for next year is better, a lot better. I mean, I just want to see this team play to their potential and not go out there and embarrass themselves.
Okay.
So it's going to take some changes over the winter, and we're going to need to get some of the dead wood out of this squad, and we need to bring in a little bit of solid kind of defensive play at the back. We need probably 2 new goalkeepers, not just one, because I don't think Buna is going to start, and they're not going to pay him that amount to sit on the bench next year.
Listen, I'll take one starting keeper, one starting center back, one starting creative mid, one starting right defender, one starting left defender. That's it, I'm done.
So Thierry Henry and like everything else can blow
you
up.
know what?
Luke Rogers maybe.
Henry, Richards, Lynn Fair, Luke Rogers.
No, but that's kind of the sad part is like we only have about like 4 or 5 players who you'd say aren't expendable, and the rest of them, I mean, like even like a guy like Juan Agudelo. I mean, he's got some value. He didn't play a lot this year. When he did play and start for us, he didn't do great. Scored some goals off of the bench, usually when it didn't matter. Okay. So I'm thinking he could be a player that they might want to try to get something for. I don't know. Although, I know people would freak out if we traded him somewhere and he turned into like, the next great American striker. But
dude, who knows? Every guy that we trade away to somewhere else,
I know, that's what I'm worried about. Because we trade him away and then he'd be like score the goal against us in MLS Cup final.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's only fitting.
Yeah, or he'd end up in like Philadelphia or someplace like that, like come and score a hat trick against us. So I don't know. I hope they don't take too long, because they need to get a lot of shit done this winter. But they're smart about it. Cut some of the dead wood. We can't have guys like Robinson and Paolo and Nielsen hogging up salary cap space. You can't have that in this league. They need to get that shit out, and they need to have a solid keeper who doesn't cost us an arm and a leg, and then like some backup who we're not, we can put out there and not be embarrassed by. If Tim Reed, if somebody comes knocking like Arsenal or West Brom or whoever it is, and says, we'll give you $4 million, $3 million for Tim Reed, we should bite their hand off.
You know what? And I've said it before. Ream would fit right in with Arsenal because they collect awful center backs. for fun, all right?
Well, I mean, he's got some skills. He's very raw. I mean, he needs to bulk up and hit the weight room. I mean, if he's back here next year, I'd like to see him a lot more physical than he was this year. He's just like, especially on like set pieces and stuff. A lot of him just standing there, not challenging people for balls. He's no good in the air. So I think we need to have somebody alongside him. Keel's good as a kind of a backup, but I'd like to see somebody kind of like Keel, but better, kind of a physical guy who can win headers and maybe get us some goals on the other side too, because we had 0 goals from defenders this season. We only had like 1 in the last 2 years or something, which is ridiculous. So, but there's a lot of work to do. So, it's nice. This is like our last kind of send off for Red Bull Arena.
Our last hurrah this year,
right? And just to come and see a little bit of soccer for like $7 or what, a $7.50
or $7.50 for 2 games, man. So you can't beat that, right?
Cold out here tonight, but look, there's a lot of work to do. So I mean, they've made the decision. These guys are coming back next season. We're gonna have to like roll with that and hope that they can be more like 2010 and not like so much like 2011. But even better, they need to be better than they were in 2010. We're playing a shitty conference. We play like a lot of shitty teams, and we're going to play them even more next year if they have an unbalanced schedule.
Okay.
So we should be able to get more points than we got this year if we're playing DC United 3 times and Toronto FC 3 times. So, there's no excuses. This is their last chance to get it right next year. And I'd say if by like the 10th game of next season, if we're not at the top of our conference or near it, then some heads should definitely roll. So,
thank you very much, Matt. Coming to you from the Cathedral Football Arena,
built by Makita.
By Makita, it's right there.
And we're getting ready for what's the second game? It's
St. John's.
St. John's against Villanova.
Against Villanova, okay.
Yeah, Villanova. Yeah.
The Big Vipers saying, "Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays to everybody."
Yeah.
And I'll see you at the Cathedral Football Arena, Papa Makita, next year. For the Big Viper and the great Kushatsen. So long for now.